Hi everyone, thought I'd show you a view from out the front. So this is the garden area that we call Terry's garden. She's put all this stonework here and we've got 3 worm buckets under those logs. And then you can see we sort of go down the back, down to the greenhouse down there. And this has all been tidied up and manure brought in, and we've still got a bit of manure to add here, and then we're going to do a top level of soil all the way over. All the pallet fence is upcycled from, being gifted those pallets, with some iron running behind it to, if the creek that's just next to us floods, it's going to give us a bit of a deterrent for the water coming into the yard, but it also stops things like creepy crawlies getting in, and even little bunnies. And then this section under here to the front of the house isn't finished yet, but it's looking good. Really like it, and it gives us plenty of room here in the driveway for people coming to visit, coming to the salon. We can get in with a trailer, move around, and we can also get a truck right up the back with our soil, so that's pretty important. And then this is our wood shed, which was a chicken coop that we were given. This box Terry's going to get that all, I always say we, but it's Terry who's doing it. She's going to get that all sealed up and have doors on the front of it and have it weatherproofed, and we'll keep our wood in here so that we can just come out from the carport, come across here and get our wood for winter. The permapine posts so everything in there except from the screws we've basically been gifted, which is amazing. The concrete here, she's got the backboard, which will be removed eventually, but I thought I'd show you. This is pretty cute. Rory, there's my handprint and Rory's paw prints. One here and one here. And that's going to be concreted in, this lovely crazy paving effect that she's got going there. Even those stones were gifted to us, so very lucky, aren't we? And then we work towards the front entrance of the house here, and the agapanthus, we've got bluebells all planted in there, and those bits of wood will get moved into the backyard, into the herb bed. And then this is trees. We've got a fair bit of tree growth out the front, so it's not really a very sunny spot within that part of the garden, but here we have sun. And this used to be all grass, and Gary said yes, when I asked him, can I please have some more growing space? So off I went with the spade and shaped up the garden shape that I wanted, and it was actually really good to be able to almost, follow that flow of the garden there. And then we have nothing planted in here yet. I did scatter some seeds, but nothing's been really maintained. And we have got the dahlias. These are called Dark Side of the Sun, and rather pretty. Nothing, too fancy. And they would look lovely with a lot more flowers growing around them. So we've got some calendulas in there that'll be growing around the base, but I think once we've got 2 red Pierre de Ronsards in there, they're going to be climbers, and also a peace rose. So once we've got the colour at the background, that's going to look a lot nicer. I think, probably some taller annuals would look really good around these dahlias as well. They'll probably be lifted up and moved when it gets too cold, and I imagine that I will put them in another spot in the garden next time. They haven't made the impact that I was hoping, and yet they're still quite pretty. And they don't last really long in flower arrangement, but they're great for salads. So yeah, that's pretty cool to be able to use them as salads. Anyway, Terry's done this great border here along with the stonework so that the grass will grow up next to that, but not into the garden. Well, it will deter it anyway, so that's part of the idea. I'm really happy with it. It's actually just terrific. And then the front yard, we've got clivias there to plant. I've got this new addition, which I'm going to do a bit of floral work with. And then all this, you can see, we really need to do a lot of work out in the front yard. I've got daisies to trim back, daisies that haven't made it. So I don't know what's happened with them, but the sun hits in this part of the garden, but it's dappled because of the big trees. And there's the front part of the house. And then around this section, we've been smothering the creeper. This is the creeper here. It's still not covered all this part, but it's coming through under this tree. But yeah, it's called Vinca, periwinkle, and I'm going to get rid of that bush as well. So this has been suppressing it so far. We've done a good job here. Started off with just like all the cardboard and newspaper, and then this is mulch that we were given from an alpaca farm. And then around this section of the garden, it's really straggly, but it's worth seeing all this before because it's going to change and I want to share it with you. So around here, we got a lot of work space around here if we want it, but we just haven't been using it. So this is naturally running down towards me, and we're going to have the flow of the water working that will, when it rains, it'll just pull right through down towards the front yard. But we've got a lot of light there that we can utilise for, especially, things that can grow in like partial shade. There's a lovely little bird popped up there on the fence, a little finch, but I can't, if I go close, it's going to fly off. Anyway, that's a pretty good area of working space for plant propagation and actually being able to grow small plants around there. We're going to have it cut off and secured in, and then this section around here is going to become, the plan is that it will become a special garden in there. Doesn't look like much now, but the plan's there, which is exciting. Thought I'd share it with you, and I'll come back and show you some more stuff after. See ya!